Welcome to my channel.
China, what? Technically speaking, technically speaking, I ain't talking vegan when I said that I've been eating, making money on the side, but
Intro to security. Intro to security. So why is security important? Now, good network security helps, the business and enterprise reduce the risk of like falling victim of any type of data theft or sabotage, right? Vulnerability is just open to is exploit, right? That just takes advantage of flaws. So let's say, there's some type of software tool that they'll design, and it can take advantage of any little holes or any flaws that you may have in your computer system. And we have threats. Threat is just unwanted impact, right? It's just a negative action, right? That's caused by some type of a hacker or a phishing email, or some type of like spyware or something. Think of that when you think of threat. So what is that called? That's called mitigation. We want to mitigate and how do we do that? So we want to ensure that we always have some type of security program, and that program includes user awareness, training, and physical access control. We have a way to see who comes in our network and can restrict what they do and see what they do and do all of that stuff. And that's called AAA. That's the triple A. It's authentication. We see who is on this network. Who are you? Can you come on? Can you not? What's going on? Are you restricted? We have authorization. Authorization is what can you do? Since we identified who you are, what can you do? Are you the president? Can you do everything? Are you just in one department so you can only do specific things? Are you an agent? So are you a manager? So you got manager rights. Like, what can you do? And then the third A is accounting. What did you do? So we know who you are. We know what permissions you have. Now we're accounting. We are taking note of everything that you did on this network. As far as AAA servers, you can do an open source or Cisco. Cisco loves to have their own proprietary. So Cisco is TACAX Plus, and open source is Ring Networks. So how do we secure a network? Physical security, we talked about that, locked up in cabinets and closets. So you actually have to punch in a code, swipe your badge, or have a key, something in that sort to actually console into a router, switch, or whatever the case may be. Admin user access, which is passwords to ACLs. We'll definitely talk about ACLs, access control lists, but definitely make sure that you have a password, you have a strong password. SSH instead of Telnet. Again, we want to use a secure shell instead of Telnet, which it does not encrypt our data as we send it through. So with our firewalls, what exactly do a firewall does? It chooses packets to forward and which packets to firewalls. But we do have something which is a next generation firewall. I believe we talked about this, but we'll talk more. It performs traditional firewall settings, firewall features, but more security. And you're filtering out ports, you're filtering out URLs. It's just a bunch of different, more basic, more advanced features than, a traditional block these packets, block those packets, block this IP, block that IP. Let's go in just a little bit more. Actually, we'll try to access our network, our router, and our router is going to speak to our server and say, hey, who is this user? Can he get through? What are they allowed to do? And let's account for everything they do. So even if you are an admin, let's say you are a senior network engineer, yes, you're going to be accounted for. You're going to go through this process. So just in case, you fat finger something or you do something wrong, we can see like, oh, you're the one that messed this up. You're the one that actually made this network go down. You're the one that put this password here or was the last one to access this, or whatever the case may be. We can account for everyone, no matter who you are. You need to understand site-to-site VPNs and remote access VPNs. Site-to-site VPNs equals commercial. Remote access VPNs equal personal. That's how I like to remember it. But site to site is literally just like point to point. It is from one site to another, right? So from one point to another, from one office location to another office location, right? And that's why I call it commercial. And then we have our remote access VPNs, like a personal VPN. It's we personally, again, this day we did talk about a lot. However, they're just definitions. It's not like anything we actually have to lab out. You just want to make sure that you understand these terms and you understand at least the basics.
Technically speaking.